했습니다. Hello everybody, my name is Paul Cubitt. I'm a senior game designer on World of Warcraft. Okay, so we haven't finished 8.0 yet, so we don't know exactly how long Legion will take. We remain committed to making sure not only, like, first priority is that the expansion is good, and second is that they come out at a good, reasonable cadence. And to answer the second part of your question, absolutely not. Legion is not the end of WoW. It's with every expansion, WoW is reborn and a new game comes out. So we still have a lot more ideas to get out there. I don't think Illidan has a new image. I think in the past, he was young. He was in love. You've all been in love before, probably. And if not, you will someday. And he showed his true colors as being a bit brash, a bit impetuous. In Legion we saw that his motivations were good. He wanted to fight the demons, but his methods maybe weren't the best. They didn't agree with everybody else's. Legion is just kind of pushing along that arc. He's growing. We're seeing Illidan kind of becoming a man. Took him roughly 10,000 years, but he's getting there. With regards to the Demon Hunter, first of all, Diablo stole our word. We had it first. We love Diablo. We love those guys. So I think it was just a matter of looking at where their powers come from and what they do. If you look at the Burning Legion, they have damage dealing demons. You have imps and succubi and mage hunters, or fell hunters. But they also have these big beefy fell guards and giant massive enemies or demons which connote tanks. And so when designing the class, we looked to the fantasy and said, what is a demon? And if a demon hunter harnesses a demon's power, what powers do demons have? That's where that came from. Okay. Yes, demon hunters are very mobile. Probably the most mobile class, although like we've had other mobile classes too in different ways. Monks are very mobile. They can get from one place to another faster than a demon hunter can. Druids are super mobile in their, especially in the outdoor world, with their ability to switch forms. So that hasn't been too much of a problem for us in PvP in the past. I have more though, which you do. But that being said, there's always a possibility that it just becomes too powerful in PvP, and nerfing it risks hurting PvE in the future. We do have new tools in Legion to be able to affect the way that abilities work or the points of those abilities in PvP only, in PvP situations only, not in PvE. So if we need to make adjustments, we're watching to see if we do, and we have the knobs to be able to do it. Good question. I wouldn't rule it out. There are ways that they can. It's not great if we have 2 copies of every character because of the timey-wiminess of Draenor. And so we don't have that. There are a couple characters that you have seen come out. Gul'dan is one of them. Yrel is another. And I wouldn't rule out seeing more in the future, whether it's affecting the lore or if they just show up as a boss and brawler skill. That it's still part of the game and part of the game's history. Maybe. I mean, so the Fellfire, the green fire, was big, a big change. It affected every ability that a warlock can do, and it was really cool. One of the best things that players can do in the game, at least certain types of players, is express themselves through their character, and we've been trying to find more ways that you can do that. Transmog is a huge way to do that now. You can decide how you want to look at any time without affecting the way that your character plays or your stats. With the removal of major glyphs, all we have left is glyphs, what were formerly known as minor glyphs, and those are just that. They're cosmetic changes to spells. And there's not as many glyphs as there used to be now because of that change, but there's a void there. There's room to add more, and so something like the Fell Fire, where we give every mage purple fireballs or something like that, could be something that we do in the future. Good question. We're not done making combat improvements. We focused mainly on melee at first because there was a lot of opportunity there. They didn't look very good before Legion. I like to act out like what charge used to look like pre-6.0, because everybody, like, once you've seen the 7.0, you forget. When you'd start charging from 30 yards away, your character would just run really fast, and then the other character, like, as soon as he started running, would go ugh, and start like being stunned, like they got hit right away. And there was a lot of areas for opportunity there.
예를 들어 돌진 스킬을 보면은 이전에 분간 전에는 돌진을 쓰자마자 그 상대 캐릭터가 그 기절하는 모션을 볼 수 있었습니다. 이렇듯이 여러 가지 변화가 필요한 상황이었기 때문에 저희는 그쪽으로 먼저 올렸습니다.
I thought you were gonna act it out, but with ranged, they were in a better place, but they're not perfect. I mean, there's lots of improvements to be made there, and so we're not done. You'll be seeing more updates to combat in the future. Yeah. For right now, melee classes, you get to just enjoy your moment of looking awesome for a little while. The song is just called Sacrifice, is that right? Yeah. A lot of people die in this expansion. We're not afraid to kill characters. We're also kind of not afraid to bring characters back to life, and that's shame on us. I think that's a good theory. I also think another theory is that demon hunters already sacrifice a lot, right? You saw in Harbingers, they cut out their eyes, right? They do a lot. They give up everything, and so that could be also a maybe simpler, less dramatic description of what that soundtrack is for. But who knows? Who knows? The story of Legion is just beginning. It's tough to tell why we tell the stories we do sometimes. A lot of it's like writing a book. You know, it's not exactly like writing a book, but sometimes an author will say, I just put my character in that situation and they tell me what happens. And some of that happens in game design and storytelling as well. That being said, the world of Azeroth has lots of characters. We're always introducing new ones, and sometimes we're retiring old ones. That's it's part of it's an eventuality in a story which is about war so much that war is the first part of the major name of the story. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's not a tool that should be taken lightly, right? Like, yes, we live in a world where, as a player, you die, and then you run back to your body and you're back again, and that's a game conceit, right? That's to make the game work. With stories, it's a resurrection is a story sledgehammer, and there's lots of collateral damage that can happen with that. I don't think you'll be seeing Garrosh anytime soon. My main, I'll give you more details. My main is an undead shadow priest, and there was a time when a lot of my friends switched over to Alliance, and he's like an undead shadow priest. You can't change that to anything else. You can't like make him into a night elf or something like that. Like, no, he's the epitome of like dark energy. So I couldn't do it. Sure. First, is it okay if I take a picture of you guys?
여러분의 사진을 찍어도 괜찮겠습니까?
Gee. Second, thank you, 감사합니다, for your continued passion and support. Our Korean fans are some of our most passionate in the world. And thank you for coming out today and sharing your love with us. Please continue to write about WoW, make video posts about WoW. Tell us what you love, tell us what you don't love, and you know, we're listening. We have ready communication with the community team in Korea, and you know, we want to make fun games for you guys. So, thank you. Thank you.